Hello again. Let's see how this works. So I've reset everything, started up stream again, yada yada yada. So OBS is completely reset, computer's completely reset, and we'll see how we get on. Yeah, just as a summary, because we might as well. We're going to have to delete the other videos anyway. We'll do the whistle stop tour. Pieces, Blu-ray, Arrow, Contamination, Blu-ray, Arrow, and that's where we got up to. People are going to be coming back, I guess. Some people will be. I imagine I would be. I'd be entirely sympathetic to anybody who kind of dropped out after that little debacle, because that was a right pain in the arse. Hello, Michael. Hello, John. Hello, DC. Yeah, let's try once more. Indeed. Dear, oh dear, what a palaver, eh? Other one I got. Actually, we'll give it a couple of minutes, just because everybody is. We seem to be getting people back. That's good. Things I go through to watch Bruno M. Yes, absolutely. It's all a bit of a. Yeah, I don't know why I chose this one. I was just in the mood for it on this one. Hello, DS. Hopefully we'll get Simon, and my brother is around somewhere as well, because he just popped his head in there. So yes, it's totally thrown me for a loop actually. But yeah. So probably not worth going over the other stuff again. But for those who are watching later, watched Ghostbusters Afterlife. Thought it was all right. Didn't think it was anything particularly amazing, but it was a quite respectful film to the original, while being its own thing to a certain extent, and whole kind of fruit punnet full of member berries. And Dean, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Quite a wonderful looking film. Pretty well acted and all that kind of stuff. I enjoyed the performances a lot, but I do also kind of wonder whether or not it's particularly worth it, unless they do actually get around to making all the sequels, which I think. Oh wow, that was looking distracting. If they get to make all the sequels and all that kind of stuff, then it'll be worthwhile them having started it. But how does one get in the mood for Bruno Mattei? Well, you have to kind of have low self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. You have to hate yourself just in the right way. But yeah, think you fixed it. Yeah. I think it was probably the it probably just had a bit of a buggy connection to YouTube. So good. I'm glad everything seems to be sort of coming back. We got most people back, so we'll get started in earnest at this point. The other one I got was City of the Living Dead, Arrow, Blu-ray again, 3 Blu-rays. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to looking at this one in particular. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I do remember it being one of those that it wasn't my favourite. I mean, of the Gates of Hell trilogy, my favourite is always going to be The Beyond, then that, and then House by the Cemetery. New slippers arrived 30 minutes ago. Wow. I've got these on today. But just to give you a quick heads up, I'm probably not going to be doing a stream next week. Certainly not on the Friday, because I've got movie night with the lads. We're watching The Suicide Squad on a cinema-sized screen, private screening, which will be kind of fun. I do apologise sincerely for all the fucking around this evening. Thank you for your patience on that one. It is one of those things. These things happen. But at least because we restarted, all the sound issues were sorted, which is kind of good. City of the Living Dead, a pure film, a film of images, one that must be absorbed without reflection. I wouldn't say absorbed without reflection. There are things going on in that, but it is very much dream logic, so you can't really analyse the sense of it necessarily, if you know what I mean, the common sense of it, the reality of it. It is one of those films that it's really kind of from again from particularly a character's point of view. It's their kind of personal hells and that sort of stuff that's going on in it. It's kind of fun. It's interesting. It's interesting. Oh yes, the other thing I did, I mentioned it on my Facebook, but I managed to get hold of the CD. Jess Franco, the Manakoa Experience. 8 tracks on there, so it's not exactly a huge album, but it's actually got some really kind of cool stuff on there. Could be worse, Glenn. This could be the BBC. Yeah. I mean, the BBC has its charms, but it also has its faults. Yet, have we begun watching yet? No, we haven't, Minty. Someone mentioned earlier about a counter and stuff, but I did just have an idea about how to do that, but I need to set it up. And it won't involve me kind of like clicking in 15 different directions. I don't want to kind of arse around with it now. I think we've kind of screwed up quite badly as it is. Well, I've screwed up quite badly, or YouTube's screwed up quite badly. Yes, link. Let me just get that into the chat once more. There you go. Thank you, Gary. Wow, Jess Franco music. I know. I saw that. I picked it up on Amazon Digital because it's on there. It's not terribly expensive or anything, so I picked it up on there. Then I thought, I wonder if the CDs are around, because I like my physical media. I like to kind of, have the independent source for it. So, it's got a really a modest but interesting little book in there as well. So, let me just turn that the right way up. There you go. So I'm kind of happy to have that. It's a bit of an oddity, so I'm kind of liking that. June 2021 is all glitter and no substance. I'm a big fan of the novel. Only reason I know what's going on is because I read the novel further. Or a lot of the points of the novel. Well, yeah, the novel is a much deeper, complicated thing. It is deeply political. It's not. From what I haven't read through all of it. I had it on an audiobook and I got some of the way into it, and it always strikes me as being one of those pretty unfilmable ones. If you were going to do it as a more direct adaptation, then you'd really kind of have to go into the mini-series kind of approach, or a long series approach, which I don't think will work with an awful lot of people. Question remains, would the BBFC cut Uncle Jesse's music? And you know what? I mean, I think they wouldn't have a problem with it because it's got that kind of more highbrow kind of thing going on with it, because it's jazz and it's like proper jazz. Posh people tend to like that stuff an awful lot more than they do his films. Did you miss anything? No, you haven't missed anything. I just showed I've got, just in case you missed it, Jess Franco music album, the Manakoa Experience, and showed that I'd picked up City of the Living Dead, just so you know. Okay, we won't wait too long before we get started into the film. Yes, we are back, Kieran. Welcome back, everyone. We are live. We are absolutely live, and everything seems to be running a little bit more smoother now. So I don't know if I'm speculating, but I think the problem was probably just when I hooked up with YouTube. It just kind of had a bit of a tenuous link, but there you go. Did you miss the Franco album discussion? It's only been very brief. It's actually really quite cool. Actually, there's a couple of tracks on there I really quite like, and I'm not a massive jazz fan, but Keep Cool Candy was kind of cool. I did like that. But it's basically music that he's taken inspiration from his own films and stuff and made the album. It's kind of cool. So he's a peer of Angelo Badalamenti. Dear. Even the 2000 miniseries was very abbreviated, despite each episode being feature-length. It's just too much novel to adapt into a miniseries, let alone a film. It would be a long-running thing, and I think it would be unmanageable because there would be vast swathes of quite boring stuff you would have to sit through. Although, in terms of the book and stuff, it's not necessarily boring, but for a regular television audience, I think it would be kind of difficult. Get some beers for my birthday film, Mad Foxes, on 25th. Do remind me about that, Richard, beforehand, and we will kind of make that stream the closest stream to it. We'll make it that for your birthday. Yeah, okay. If everybody wants to sort of get yourselves all kind of lined up, ready to go, then we will get cracking with Hell of the Living Dead, or as I prefer it, Zombie Creeping Flesh. Zombie Creeping Flesh is a title that I actually far prefer. And it's not just because it was the Video Nasties title. It's just one of those really kind of lurid titles. And it's like Driller Killer, Zombie Creeping Flesh. Hell of the Living Dead just sounds a bit kind of generic. So I've always preferred that. And I love the cover to it, on the old VHS cover. Is that Franco album anything like M People Asking for a Friend? No, it's not. Mad Foxes exists only as a Russian dubbed version here on YouTube. Really? There was always a version, unless it's been taken down. But I'll have to have a look. Or Virus, yes, quite. Yeah. So what I will do, I will go get myself another bottle in preparation. You guys get yourselves ready to go, and then we'll have a bit of fun with this. I think it's going to be a fun one to do again. Got Zombie Creeping Flesh ready, along with some tea and a lot of self-loathing. Fair enough. I will be back in 2 seconds. Okie dokie. I treated myself to a new vape device. I'm nearly empty on that. Might just have to refill before we get started. It's one thing about it, it does kind of pump straight through this bloody stuff. It's not the huge tank. It looks bigger than it is. Was it just that I had it nice and full already? I think I already had it nice and full. Good. There's that up. And then we're good to go. Okay, 88 Films released Zombie Creeping Flesh. Since I'm seeking out on the Video Nasties, probably have to buy that copy. It's nice to get one with that cover on it, if you are kind of interested in it. But I've always kind of liked when, whatever version happens to be the best presentation as much as anything. I've got Enter the Devil up there. I've been meaning to get hold of Enter the Devil on the new release, because there is a newer release. It's not cheap though, which is a little bit expensive, but I really, really want that, because that was a damn good film. Despite looking really, it looks as cheap as hell, at least on the version that I had. Yeah. Michael says nice vape. Yeah, it's kind of pretty, isn't it? It's that iridescent type thing, and it's got some bloody oomph. You have to be careful not to turn it up too high, otherwise you're going to end up burning yourself with it. White out. But was Zombie Holocaust a nasty? Do you mean? Yeah, I think that was one of the alternate titles, wasn't it? It was one of the prosecuted ones, if I remember right. It wasn't Section 3, but I was trying to think which list was it in, the non-prosecuted or the prosecuted. I think it was in the prosecuted, just because they were, I think they had a problem distinguishing certain films of that nature. So yeah, okay, that is sexist. It's partly because I'm blowing it towards it does. These things do kick off a lot more kind of vape than the others, but yeah, stay out of the fog. Okay, right. Okay, we shall get started, folks. Get yourselves ready, and we will start in literally about 60 seconds. I think we'll get going. And let's get this show on the road. I think that would be good. He's like Zeus on a cloud tonight. Yes. Well, the nice thing about this thing is what I'm trying to kind of I'm cutting down on this stuff because this is Nick Salt's, right? It's quite powerful in comparison to this stuff. So this stuff will be kind of just calm things down a bit. Yeah. Good. Okay, folks, we'll go on to count to 5 and go. I trust everybody's got the link, but I shall put it in there in just a second. If anybody gets anybody who wants to while we're running, please feel free to ask for a time code as we go along. I know how these things are. They sometimes kind of get a little out of sync. Shouldn't be a problem there. Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Zombie Holocaust. No, that's me being an idiot. That was Section 3, Zombie Holocaust was. So many of them with similar titles, I sometimes get them kind of mixed up in my head. But no, that was definitely Section 3, that one. I always have it in my head that I've got it on VHS somewhere, but it's very peppy music on this, isn't it? Oh yeah, the Goblin were just kind of ripped off to hell. I mean, several of Matei's films had Goblin soundtracks kind of pinched, or at least bits of. There are many similarities between this and Dawn of the Dead. This is a Dawn of the Dead rip-off, in no uncertain terms. It is shameless with how much it lifts from it. I mean, even dress the guys up in the same kind of like boiler suit kind of outfits. Looks like Hull. I love the way that half of these places just look like, kind of low rent Chernobyls. I'm going to have to check out 88 Films website. I do know a few of the things. I've got a couple of them. But yeah. I think next month I'll try and treat myself to a couple of the just recently released, previously unavailable ones that have come out. I'm kind of looking forward to I Miss You Hugs and Kisses because I'd like a proper version of that, proper copy. And this is how COVID started. It's Operation Sweet Death. It's all technical, isn't it? Gotta love it when Bruno Mattei kind of like has to resort to techno babble. It looks like the factory where they made Ed Wood films or something, doesn't it? So we've got cone heads here. Bruno Mattei's never been a good writer when it comes to, I think it is, between him and, I can see why him and Fragrasso worked so much, because they're pretty much on the same kind of level when and same road when it comes to writing, and neither of them were very big on altering scripts and stuff like that to actually accommodate other languages. And although Progresso and Mattei were kind of like known for it particularly, they were by no means the only ones that would do that. Even Fulci was like that. It doesn't look like the best seal, does it? I mean, they've got lightweight kind of overalls with some cheap rubber, well, yeah, cheap gloves on, and just what is basically a what I can only describe as a highly protective clan outfit. I think the needle's gone to Whipple Factor 2. I love that. It's just like kind of like, oh no, oh no. It's got the rat. It's just going like that. Yes, John, there is. And we are currently at 5 minutes 45 seconds. COVID fancy dress Xmas party, yes. It's one of those things with Matei. He loves kind of really lurid colour, doesn't he? It's always this kind of like 1960s kind of, or rather kind of like a Adam West kind of era sort of colour quality. You get these sort of cartoonish greens and reds and all that kind of stuff all the time. I do wonder whether Matei actually kind of licensed this. I think there was a bit of a stink kicked up over us by Goblin, if I remember rightly. I could be wrong on that one, though. Well, general time code is that I am at 6 minutes. Well, I'm literally at 7 minutes now. Color saturation. Yeah, but it's the weird thing. I mean, partly, yes, there is these really extreme colours. Half the time, it doesn't really get saturation particularly high, but I'm not sure if that's just down to film stock. He's never seemed particularly kind of good at getting really kind of rich colours. Not like someone like Argento, for instance, but he was probably working with far cheaper equipment. I'll give periodic time codes as far as I remember, but yeah, emergency, emergency. There's an emergency going on. Yes, awooga, awooga, abandoned ship. That's a kind of like lunch break to remember. Uh, uh, uh. Yeah, I think you're quite right. Actually, Kieran, there's never anything really extraordinary about his filmmaking other than just kind of how wild things are. when it comes to kind of like framing and all of that kind of stuff, even choice of shots, generally speaking, is very standard. But I guess, you know, to some extent, it was more a case of he was capable of just kicking this stuff out. I don't think anybody watches his stuff really for the cinematography, put it that way. It's like Boris in a gas mask. There's a face of a man who knows he's screwed up, essentially, isn't it? Operation Sweet Death, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, mate. You don't just go, oh, yeah, sorry, guys, fucked up. Can you forgive me? I mean, really. So currently we are at 10 minutes and 15 seconds, and we've just cut to the scene of the SWAT team outside the building. There's a rat in my poison factory, what am I going to do? There's a rat in my poison factory, what am I going to do? Doesn't quite scan, but I get where you're coming from. Yeah, they are kind of taking the piss. I mean, when you start an operation that's, you know, potentially deadly and call it Operation Sweet Death, what were they thinking when they wrote these lines? This is what I'm saying now, is that Bruno Mattei's just not terribly good at writing, to say the least. But there is a certain comedic aspect to it. I don't really know enough about Bruno Mattei to kind of like know if he kind of was taking any of these films in the slightest bit seriously. Whether he was just kind of going, let's just see how crazy we can make this. And Fragrasso's kind of always kind of struck me as being very kind of into his own work. Thinking it's actually a lot better than it is, rather than sort of embracing how awful it can be. Those uniforms do look familiar, yes. Very casual, these reporters, aren't they? Just kind of like standing over the police who are ducking behind cars and going, what have you had to say about the situation? They're a good shot, do you say? Okay. These guys always kind of remind me of the guys in Bad Taste. And each and every one of these characters utterly charmless. It's amazing. I mean, it takes some skill to write characters like that. This is another hallmark of Bruno Mattei's films. The way the characters are usually kind of very, very heavily overplayed. You know, it's not done naturalistically. It's almost pantomime. See, kids of today just don't know the struggle trying to shift a 24-inch CRT. Operation Dumb Death coming up, yes. yeah, John. I think Bruno Mattei's attention to detail on those kind of things is a little bit kind of lacking, isn't it? Maybe they weren't paying these guys enough to actually kind of get their hair cut and that kind of thing. John, that's uh, yeah, that's good. If you ordered Ken Foray and Scott Reiniger from Wish. Yeah, I had a really nice 21-inch CRT monitor TV when I started working. I saved up and got this thing and managed to get it on discount because I was working in an Argos at the time, so it was end of catalogue stuff, but I still spent good money on the damn thing. And that thing was just a beast to shift around. Kind of wish I still had that TV because it was a damn good TV, but obviously no use these days. But would be a good for video cassettes and stuff. I love the hard cuts on the music. It's like music kicks immediately back in. This is one of the problems with imitating a better movie. Is that you start thinking of the better version, and you think about kind of like, well, how would George Romero cut this? To which my answer would be, he wouldn't cut it; he would burn it. I love this. These guys are just like kind of absolutely glorying in murdering. Yeah, when he got the drop on the guy, instead of kind of, I don't know, knocking him out, yeah, stab the fucker, you know. Yeah, I know, I know, Iris. I mean, these are the good guys, you know. Yeah, yeah, no. Oh, dear. You see, Bruno Mattei doesn't have characters, he has archetypes that he kind of puppeteers like a marionette. A very crude sort of thing. So, I mean, these characters, the characters in air quotes, are really just there to say lines, move along, do what needs to be done for the film. The dubbing's a little off in this one. It's amazing how you're actually more on the side of the bad guys in this, isn't it? These guys are just dicks. As to be said, I mean, one of the things it's like because the music's obviously just lifted. It's not purpose built for this particular film, and it also doesn't have a really skilled editor like George Romero to put it together, and that really does show. I mean, a lot of people really love Bruno Mattei's stuff for a number of reasons, and I'll be the first to admit they're often quite entertaining, but usually for the wrong reasons. And there's a big difference between someone like him and someone like Jess Franco. Because as bad as some of the films, a lot of the films, or just Franco made were, there was absolutely far more skill in his craft than Bruno Mattei ever really kind of showed. Walking guns blazing, fuck the hostages, yeah. Oh, you got guys pissing on fucking dead bodies and shit like that. There is something to be said about kind of like having, in these kind of films, having characters that are pretty detestable and all that kind of stuff. That's, it makes a lot of what goes on a lot more palatable, just because you don't have to feel sorry for these characters. But these guys really do take it to the next degree. Look, it's hell out of Mad Foxes, yes. I think they probably stole a bit of footage from Umberto Lenzi. Ooh, crikey, that's going a little bit pear-shaped, isn't it? Ooh. Oh man, don't tell me this is... I don't know if anybody else is having problems. This is just gone. I'm gonna have to just very quickly. Right, I've just had tracking. It's beyond tracking, isn't it? Okay, so it's not just me. Interesting. No, it's not your fault, Kieran. You suggested this one, but hey, that shit happens. Tell you what, I'm going to see if I can find the other one again, and then we'll pick it up from. Jesus Christ, what a pain in the ass that has been. Right, okay, guys. Just go back to 19 minutes and 20 seconds. I will find the other one and we'll get that on there. I don't think this one's going to get any better. What was it? It was. Let me just find it actually, because it was around on Ramblaholics. There's Karen. Okay, I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put that into the chat. Oh, hang on. God damn it. Let me go straight to it then. That's fine. What did I say? 19 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Cool, it's all happening tonight, isn't it? Alright. See if that one works any better. Just queue yourself up on 19 minutes and 20 seconds-ish. Doesn't have to be absolutely on. Are you planning on having a rambling general chat streams like you've had previously? Yes, yeah, we'll do those occasionally. Oh, okay. Do you want to... Do you want to carry on? Okay. I've paused because it was getting so bad. So what shall we say? Let's go. I've got no sound on it. Yeah, sounds completely dead for me. Would you consider doing a live stream with the Halo films? Halo films? I don't know what those are, to be honest with you. You should have a test card with a clown and girl playing Noughts and Crosses. I absolutely should do. Look, I'm going to have to swap over on this thing anyway, so because this is not, it's not playing for me in the slightest. After it goes tits up, then it's not kind of giving me any kind of sound. So for shits and giggles, let's go with 2022 then. So. Yeah, no sound. That's what I've got. So let's basically follow the other link I've just given you if there's any problems, and we'll go from. In fact, you know what? Where were we? About there. 19 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's 19 minutes and 30 seconds. On the new link, and I will post the link back into the thing again. Where are you? There we go. 19 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll give you a few minutes, just a couple of minutes, just to sort yourself out, and then we'll get started again. Apologies, folks. It's making it hard work for me today. Oh dear. Have I done F5? No, I don't touch F keys. If I touch F keys, things break. Garen, it's not your problem. Not your fault. It's not your fault. Seriously, man. It's fine. These things happen, and we're just having a little bit of a funny old stream tonight, but it's a live moment. It's a live moment. You can does demonstrate that this stuff is being done off the cuff. It's not a pre-recorded effort. Shit goes wrong with live TV, so to speak. No, 19. I'm going to just stick with time code. 19 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know if that's exactly where that is, but it's around that point, Simon. Yeah. So when you give us a thumbs up when you're ready to go, folks, and we'll start again. Currently, I'm using this Rainbow Sherbet. Not my usual thing, but it's one of the ones that came with this thing for free. So it's an intermission. It is. It's a piss break if you need it. I'm going to enjoy a beer and a bit of a vape. Won't do me any favours with the algorithm doing that. YouTube does not like vaping. Okay, that's cool then, Simon. Yeah, that'd be about right then. We'll go with that for you. So everybody ready? Okay, we're starting to get some thumbs up. So we're going to go on a count of 5 and go. I'll go from 19 minutes and 30 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. I put my notifications on for streams. Been a fan channel for years. You essentially introduced me to Giallo and Video Nasty films. You're very welcome, Daniel. And welcome to the stream. Remember, ring that, subscribe and ring that bell. So I'm literally at the point where it's changed the scene and they're checking out the bite mark on the kid. And click like. Yes, or yeah, you can click like if you want, or dislike if you want to. If it was my choice, I would absolutely kind of have the dislikes and all that kind of stuff up there as well. But whatever floats your boat. At the end of the day, I don't worry about that kind of thing. Some people get more upset about me getting dislikes than I do myself. It's like these guys have been, these actors have been kind of given cocaine to right before their performance, just to kind of spice things up a bit. And that may well be true. I don't know. It certainly feels like it. You know what? I wouldn't worry too much about it desyncing. We should just kind of, I'll give you a rough idea of where we're at, and if it really bothers you, then you can sort of go back to it. But you know what? We've had enough stress with this tonight, haven't we? So I do apologise. It's just one of those things. It's how it happens occasionally. The kid's going to live a little longer than his dad. Give me the rabid little weasel. I'll hold him. Wow, that child has the voice of a 30-year-old woman. Bit of a Debbie from Manos, isn't it? Yeah, so I go wandering around this ghost town with all the bloodstained doors and was it Cannibal Terror that had an adult woman voice a kid? It happens so often, especially in these kind of like dubbed things. With Manos, it was the same. Jackie Neyman's, because she was only like about 6 years old, I think, at the time. Her voice was dubbed by, I think it was the director's wife, who was, shall we say, significantly older than 6. Oh, bless that kid, he's doing his best. Actually, he's probably one of the better actors in this film. Shocking reveal. Go do your angry hamster face, kid. Give me a carrot. I want to dive into this pool full of really slimy algae-ridden water. It looks lovely. I wouldn't be drinking it, put it that way. I wouldn't be swimming in it, let alone drink it. Lingering death. Lingering death. The reporter guy, the cameraman in this, he does look like he's just come straight out of a 1970s soft rock band. It's a vehicle of some kind. These guys are truly the absolute pinnacle of security forces and military. A discount Tom Savini, yes. We've shambled all the way over here and you've run away and now we've got to turn around and shamble all the way back. Yes, he could be on drugs or drunk. His acting at puking is just amazing, isn't it? For God's sake, put it down, son. Oh, oh. Well, kids do get kind of peckish on journeys. You know, you've got to remember to pack the snacks, otherwise this is the kind of shit that goes down. So I don't know why he's struggling with the kids on, because it's not like that kid can actually kind of do anything. You know, it's not. God. There's the reason this became a nasty one, because of the kid. Nah. I think it's more to do with the fact that, you know, just they couldn't identify this from anything else. I like the way they just stand there watching. Yes. It's a weird kind of tempo when it comes to the characters in these films, in Bruno Mattei's films in general. Because he is one of those directors that makes the actors perform in such a way that they are literally slaves to this, to the script. There seems to be no autonomy and no kind of connection for the actors between what they're characters are and who they are. They're literally just there to kind of puppeteer themselves as these characters, not be the characters, not explore that kind of thing. You know, you look at something like Dario Argento's films and that kind of stuff, and even a lot of the Jess Franco films and even Joe D'Amato films, they tended to kind of at least have characters in them. These aren't characters; they're just pieces, you know, puppets that Mattei kind of moves around. They're so disconnected from what's going on. It's always kind of weird. And that's why it always kind of surprises me that, you know, this whole thing is, although so many of his films were considered offensive, it's just I love the shot that this zombie sort of appears in. It just sort of appears on camera. Goes, "Ah." All right, you heard it, folks. These guys know for a fact that you need to head shoot the zombies to kill them. Yeah. And why do I get the feeling when she's sort of hugging up to that cameraman guy that she's just wants to pull away because he's got puke on his breath. So they decide to riddle the father zombie in the torso instead. I think they just like to fire the guns. So just so you know, in this we are now 33 minutes. See, I kind of like the music in this bit. This bit when now they're driving the jeeps through the jungle. It's cool music on it. I don't know where it's from, but it's undoubtedly lifted from something. Using news footage to scare people when it's a bad situation. Is a bad situation when in face. In fact, there is someone. Okay, yeah. Oh, Mondo footage. Oh, random canoe. It's just to remind you every 10 seconds that they're in the jungle. It's kind of important. It reminds you of Grizzly 2. I've not seen the Grizzly 2 sort of thing, film sort of out for release or nothing, but yeah, this does make me laugh this bit. It's like, She's don't know the people here are fast and silent, therefore I must slow them down with my tits. It's so gratuitous. It's like oh my god. Just watch the work print. It's actually superior to the finish. Really? Okay. If you can still get hold of the work print, because the woman who bought the rights to it or whatever was getting it taken down from everywhere. I think she personally had one of Brad Jones's video, his video review of Grizzly 2 taken down, which is based on the work print. And quite frankly, I'd rather watch the work print than give that person money, because she was, yeah, utterly unreasonable. But she's doing the Cannibal Holocaust thing, isn't she? There, Simon. I'll probably spend about the next 10 minutes watching a low budget remake of Brutes and Savages here. Doesn't this make anyone think at that time Laura Gems had dolled herself up as a cannibal goddess to infiltrate a tribe? Yes. Seem to remember that was, in most respects, a better film than this one. Mondo footage, sort of pseudo-documentary footage. The reason I refer to it as Mondo footage is it's basically because it's exactly the kind of footage that most Mondo films would use. They tend to use a lot of these kind of shots of nature and all that kind of stuff to set the scenes. And as Cannibal Holocaust is basically it apes a lot of the Mondo film kind of genre. It's like just got to remind him of that. Stuff like this is Mondo footage. Yeah, I guess. Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals, yes. I've got that up there somewhere. Can't remember if I reviewed it or not. I think I got it for when I did the Blu-ray extra for which one was it actually? Mountain the Cannibal God. I needed some footage from it, so kind of got that. I was researching a lot of different cannibal films and history of cannibal films. It'd be interesting to actually make a YouTube video on that particularly. I will give Mattei one thing. When he did this film, at least he kind of didn't go the Jess Franco route of just getting sort of random Spaniards to kind of blackface up and do the or even barely blackface up and play the natives. Oh dear, more Mondo footage. It's probably some of them that actually have not just borderline illegal stuff in them. Some of them, there's remarkably few of the Emmanuel films that are worth watching, but some are okay. I mean, the first one has an interesting censorship history behind it, and then the others were basically knockoffs. It's like Emmanuel in Space series as well, so yeah, there are subgenres of Emmanuel films. It'd almost be worth doing a little series on the Emmanuel films. I mean, there are some, like I say, there are legitimately some interesting ones, and I have actually reviewed at least one of them. I can't remember which one it was at the moment. Need to watch the original French version. It always struck me as less of a film than it was a kind of like film-shaped anthology kind of thing. It's a very episodic kind of film as I remember it. They really go for the cannibal holocaust kind of feel, aren't they? It's just not quite as effective. I think if I remember rightly, actually, the Emmanuel film that I did do um, was actually a Jess Franco one. I'll just double check. Yeah, Emmanuel Forever. Inconfessible Orgies of Emmanuel. But I might look at one of those because I'm kind of wanting to do another Franco file. I have to see if I can find the damn thing though. You feel like this zombie movie is taking a massive diversion into something else. Yeah, it's a bit messy. I mean, it really kind of jumps between being Dawn of the Dead and a little bit of Cannibal Holocaust as well. Maybe a little bit of Mountain of the Cannibal God as well. Mountain of the Cannibal God is a good film. I mean, particularly in the cannibal genre, there is so much stuff which is really, really bad in the cannibal genre, but that's actually one of the better ones. It's beautifully made. A great cast. If you do tackle the D'Amato Emanuel movies, it's probably worth making it one video. Yeah. Lots of thrown up in this, yes. I think he's inviting the audience to do the same. She's very quick to think that they're zombies and not just that they're kind of like, just very, very sick people. Oh. Oh, he's just saying hello. Just turns out it's actually kind of like a very drunk native guy. I think Matei's actually run out of money at this point, so he was just filming them from the shins down. Top Secret, the Zucker Brothers movie, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Got that. That's a funny film. Screaming looks more like laughter. Yeah. Yes. I love that I kind of like push the native guys out of the way, and then just run for the jeep. It's so you're on your own, guys. I always like the reverse shot scene. They did like an advert based on, I think it might be for Tuborg Lager or something like that. But yeah, it's like the whole scene's shot in reverse. Kind of get a feeling Bruno Mattei's being a little bit kind of insistently emotional. That's very true, Richard. all their filming is just way too important. We've seen all the important things that they're actually been filming. And these guys, these are supposed to be the good guys. Wow. Excuse me. Where the fuck did that come from? I have to say I'm warming to her a little bit more at this point. To be fair, if I've made a war epic and some arsehole soldiers told me to leave it all behind at their expense, I'd be pretty pissed, yes. Our heroes. Right back. Ow. That was loud. Okay. I'll kill you too fast for it to hurt you. Her long hair is a proper knob, yes. No, he didn't. A very good reason. The dude has a look of Dario Argento. He does a little, doesn't he? Oh, God. It would be quite something to get into the head of Bruno Mattei and his him and his screenwriters when they're actually writing this dialogue down. Random elephant shot. Because why not? So, yes, we understand we're in the jungle. Move along. Although, you know, the wildlife is so random, it's like kind of, yeah, geographically it's a little bit confusing. Might be a French model car from Paris. The 75 at the end of the license plate gives it away. Nerd. Speaking of Dario, his new film is playing here in Berlin tonight. Actually, it's Berlinale. Okay, it's probably just about finished right now. Hope to get tickets to next week's showing. Well, I hope you have fun. I really do hope it's good. I would love to see Argento making really good films again. Really. Sexbots found the chat. It's very exciting. You're at the elephant scene. Guess some. Yeah, probably just a little bit. We are at the bit where the cameraman's just got out of the jeep and he's going towards all the gang of zombies because he's a fucking idiot. To be fair, they are only sort of approaching like this, aren't they? And that's about it. No, well, about 15 magazines worth of bullets into their bodies. They know they're supposed to aim for the head, yet they waste tons and tons of ammo just kind of randomly shooting into their bodies. Yeah, it's always the fun, isn't it? Tends to be why I try to keep things on YouTube. At least, you get a little bit of fighting chance at keeping everything together. There's no other zombies either side. There's only that one small group. Yep. So as far as Mate's concerned, blocking is somebody else's problem. That was a good headshot. It has to be said. You've got to give him it on that one. That was a good one, and actually edited well enough that it kind of like had the proper impact, so to speak. Really? See those zombies pounce with the speed of a highly drugged and slightly dead koala. Yeah, they're. I mean, they're even more kind of shambolic than Romero's. I love his security council bit. It's like again like it's like a low energy version of the news reporting room in Dawn of the Dead. Mardi Gras Massacre is coming to Blu-ray. I don't know if it needs a Blu-ray release, but it would even so. Yeah, Delirium's one I want to get hold of. I want to get hold of Mardi Gras Massacre, a decent copy of that, and I miss the hugs and kisses. I just got the feeling that Argento never really kind of really coped very well with the transition to digital. See, Mattei had a perfect example of what he was trying to do. I mean, obviously he's copying it, so it's amazing how badly he can kind of like screw up just copying what is effectively a very simple scene. Mardi Gras Massacre and Toxic Zombies have a Blu-ray release. Yeah, Toxic Zombies was one I was literally about to do a Blu-ray extra for the German one, but unfortunately that fell through. Just suddenly turned out I had a lot less time to do it than I thought I had, which is a shame, but these things happen. Flamingos again. Okay. So they're kind of like turn up at this place, somebody's residence, and they spend 15 minutes or whatever kind of fucking around in the playground before going, well, I suppose I better get serious and check the house. Might have been an idea. It's his mousy sort of acting, isn't it? It's like kind of goes to run off and say, "Oh." Music's from Death Machines. Yes. Yeah, I think you're right. Toxic Zombies only had a limited Blu-ray disc release available only from Distributors Warehouse. Currently, it is being done by I believe it should be the XS label. It's the one that I was going to do to do the extra for. So it's out really soon. I did supply some kind of stuff to them, so hopefully I'll be getting a copy of it at some point. Pretty sure the cat stomach scene was homaged by Charlie Brooker in Touch of Cloth. US, UK, or European release. It's a German release. So yeah. I was a little kind of. I was a bit disappointed. I didn't have the time to actually do the little featurette thing, but yeah, I made a little contribution to the disc. So. So he tried to be Alex DeLarge. That's the one. I believe it's released over there as The Crying Fields. Sees a couple of zombies sort of coming towards, and she goes, "Oh, I know what make him understand." It's a pretty decent quality copy that they got of Forest of Fear, actually, that they're about to release. I mean, it's not like kind of necessarily the greatest it could possibly be, but it is by far the best I have seen. Imagine Bruno Mattei kind of like going up to this little old lady, a sweet little old lady, and going, "Yeah, yeah, we're going to make it look like your guts have just fallen out." Oh my, that'd be wonderful. See, I thought that guy was in the basement, but they're all climbing in through the windows. Fulci's already done it. I suspect it was 16mm Blue Iris, but I'm not entirely sure. It was never very high kind of def in any kind of by any definition of the word. It was very, very low budget. Interesting thing about that film, though, is, excuse me, how many fairly notable names were involved with it. Not just the John Amplisses of it, but there's like the cinematographer and so on and so forth. Actually went on to reasonable careers. Not always like the most high profile, but definitely there's some interesting people who were involved with it. And for all its weaknesses, I don't think it's a bad film in the slightest. A little slow, a little bit drawn out, but pretty good film. I just rewatched it again recently, so hopefully I'll get another Blu-ray extra to do at some point. I know a friend who gets me to do them is keen to get me to do another one. Just hope I get a bit more notice, because then I can really sort of do something special. The best one I've done from so far was the Mountain of the Cannibal God one. Of course, I'm a bit of a problem though, because they had to chase around after copyright kind of permissions for a lot of stuff. Oh, you dumb vegetables, okay. Come on, you silly goose. What does it still have the receipt in it, Simon? How do you know the anniversary of your bloody DVDs? Seems to. I mean, I love my DVDs. Don't get me wrong, but I don't remember their fucking birthdays. Why haven't we seen this guy in more Shakespeare? I don't know what that edition is, Iris. I've just got a. I mean, I've got a pretty good DVD of it. I don't think I've got it on Blu-ray. Suspiria. I really ought to, though. Uber. Uber. Instead of brains, obviously. You looked up the release date on Amazon. It's suddenly gone dark. Yes, it has, yeah. Time has no meaning. Or to quote Douglas Adams, time is meaningless, lunchtime doubly so. Nighttime triply so. Oh, fake bat is very fake. And then some real bats. Okay. You gotta love how he just kind of goes, yeah, I'll just throw in some Mondo footage here. It'll make for a transition. Do you think that one day I'll probably own a Blu-ray of this, despite my disdain for the movie? Sometimes the curse of what I do is I'll see a film and go, yeah, it's awful, but I've got to have it on Blu-ray. You've got to be kidding me. Fucking sex bots. See you next week. A live stream is kicking right off. Okay. Got a lot of community in this. You can see the burning zombie corpse in the background in the final shot of the escape scene. I honestly don't know, Iris. It's okay. You can wave a torch at them. It'll be fine. They'll go away. Animal snuff. No, seriously, they're all right if they stay in the Land Rover and just lock the doors, really, aren't they? Long hair was in Exorcist 3. Cries and Shadows are the MC at an orgy. There would be a significant cut to this film if they just took out all the Mondo footage, wouldn't they? It's been raining fish. What? All right, okay. Thank you. I get easily confused. Getting old, you see. Can you believe this beautiful visage of a human being will be 50 this year? Do you think David Attenborough would appreciate this film? I think he'd be frustrated by the constant interruption of the zombies in it. We're sort of watching this going, you need to get back to the zombie stuff because there's far too much kind of photography of random bats or flamingos or whatever kind of random wildlife you've decided to throw in on this occasion. It'd be completely the other way around. It's like, kind of, just take me back to the flamingos. Can honestly say this will be the first and last time I will watch it. I've always said this, Bruno Mattei's stuff is pretty damn awful most of the time. This has a little bit of saving grace in how silly it is. So it is at least salvageably fun. That's not the case for a lot of his stuff. And somehow make it. They somehow make it to where the virus originated. I mean, that's what they were after when it came down to it. But one would have thought if he already knew where it was, why the hell weren't they kind of like getting a helicopter straight there or something? But then we'd have no movie. Living Dead on David Attenborough. And suddenly it doesn't feel like we're in the jungle at all, does it, really? This looks nowhere near a jungle. This is like the whole kind of thing, like with Full Metal Jacket. Because Full Metal Jacket was filmed in Britain. It was filmed just out, like just off of the M25, the kind of like circular road around London for those who aren't British. On a basically shut down kind of I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like an airfield, but basically it was buildings in there, and they kind of imported a bunch of palm trees and stuff, and they kind of planted them around to attempt to make it look like Vietnam. And none of it does really look like Vietnam, but there's this sort of weird stylized kind of industrial kind of feel to it. But everything about this scene kind of feels more like that. It's like this weird kind of thing which is sort of plonked in the middle of this film, which had Mondo footage up the ass sort of going on. And just everything from the lighting, the natural light in this feels different to just about every one of the other scenes. So it doesn't geographically feel right just from the light. The Hope facility is actually Bezos power plant in Barcelona, Spain. Oh, thank you. Oh, I totally agree, Simon. I think that is one of the things that is the saving grace about it. It is hilariously awful. It is hilariously awful. And like I said, I don't always get that with Bruno Mattei. Sometimes I just feel his stuff gets so churned out that it's not funny to me. And I guess you feel the same in some respect in regards to Jess Franco stuff, and sometimes I would definitely agree. But Mattei always felt very much like he was just kind of a factory for this stuff, and for Grasso, particularly when the two got together. Vietnam scenes were filmed in London Dock. No, it wasn't Docklands. At least the kind of the final scene. Earlier scenes might have been, but the scenes where they're the final battle kind of thing was it was north of London as far as I remember. I could be wrong. That's interesting though. About the RAF base in Cambridgeshire, I did not know that. But you could be right, Simon. I could be completely fucking wrong, but it wouldn't be the first time. It's not like I'm entirely infallible. See if any of you get that joke. Flyboy's dead, yes. I'll just stand here under this streaming blood and scream about getting streamed with blood on. There's no character growth in this, Kieran. It's not, they can't even remember the most simple of stuff. Really? Simon's doing this thing again tonight. A fountain of knowledge. Thank you. Long hairs are gone, are shedding a tear. I know, it's a tragedy, isn't it? Because he was such a wonderful human being. I'm wondering if I was just hedging in the bets with the whole kind of Operation Sweet Death thing. Thinking that, if we call it this, then, hopefully we'll kind of get the bad luck out of the way. It won't ever live up to that kind of thing. Let me go, I'm off to a set with neo-Nazi bikers. Manuel in prison, SS goes, he's of the living dead, the only hell of Emmanuel in prison and SS goes. Oh, sorry, I think there's a little punctuation thing in there. Yeah. I don't know how many Bruno Mattei films I've seen. Plenty, more than enough. Almost a painful amount. I've got SS Girls on VHS over there somewhere. Pretty cool soundtrack on SS Girls, though. The film itself is shite. I think there's a reason why Cinema Snob never really kind of finished, never did really kind of very complete series of the Bruno Mattei show. Kind of gets a bit tired, a bit fast. Okay, fair enough, Simon. My bad. I kind of had it in my head. It was out of the centre of London. I think Brad Jones says a lot of things. Put it this way, he had a lot more commitment to the Bruno Mattei stuff than I did. But I think there's only so much you can really say about a lot of his work. To an extent, you can say the same with probably about 80% of Jess Franco's works as well. But there is a good 20% in there which is definitely worth exploring. Excuse me, miss. We need some more ping pong balls are again. Oh wow, these zombies take anybody on board. There's all kinds of assholes walking by. All you got to do is get on the tannoy and basically announce that there's free cupcakes in the staff canteen, and all the zombies will turn around. They're industrial kind of people, they like their cupcakes. Motherfucker. Really? Really? God damn it. 10 out of 10 dialogue, yes. Yeah, problem is most of the music's been completely stolen. I'll give him credit for that. That's entertaining death, if nothing else. It's a bit broad, isn't it? Curious things across the world. Would you care to comment? Oh, actually, yes. I've got about 15,000 different things I could talk about right now. He wasn't really dead, to complete. A complete surprise, he then got up and walked away without legs. Look, don't kill off the Randy couple, because they're like my favourite Randy couple in any kind of film. So what was the point of her actually going there? Well, I don't think they went there hoping to die, or even expecting to die. Pretty sure. Guessing this is horribly cut at the cinema. What a slog that would have been. Yeah, it really would have been, wouldn't it? So you got something on your face? Is a little... The boyfriend's like, oh, that's a little inconvenient. It was about a fucker. Matei said that he found this movie's dialogue pretty stupid. Can't disagree with him. He filmed it. You know, he had every opportunity to actually change things around and kind of make things. And this is the same with most of his films. Zombie Creeping Flesh 2 is what the world needs. Operation Sweet Deather. Wouldn't mind having the quad poster in it. No, the poster was kind of fun. But, yeah, so there you go. We got there, despite all the technical problems and all that kind of stuff. And I apologise for all that kind of messing around earlier on. Nothing we could do about it, but there you go. That's just how it is. So, like I say, maybe not a stream next week. I've got a movie night with the guys. So probably, probably nothing next week, but I'll let you know if anything kind of like an opportunity kind of arises and all that sort of stuff. I am going to call it a night now, because quite frankly, I need to run off and take a piss. Beer's going right through me. So, thank you for joining. We'll figure out what we're going to do next time. I'm sure we'll come up with something excellent if it's not Richard's. I can't remember when it is Richard's birthday is, but if it is that for the next stream, then it'll be mad foxes again. But that's kind of fun because I like ranting about that fucking thing anyway. So I'll say take care, have a good weekend, enjoy yourselves, look after yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Take care, folks.